Hey, Ed here from 10,000 Foot View, and I've got another Google Ads quick tip for you today. Just before I jump in, a reminder to please like our content and subscribe to the channel. We post about Google Ads at least once every week. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about Google Tag Gateway, which is a new tool from Google in the never ending battle to improve conversion tracking. This is something Google's released, which kind of helps bridge the gap between advertisers that use just kind of like general tagging, such as GA4, or they use a Google Ads pixel tag to track conversions. And those advertisers that have invested in like a third party tracking tool, or they're using Google tracking through server side tagging. And so basically, just the difference between the two quickly. The kind of standard tracking still relies on cookies in many cases. And so if somebody clears the cookie in their browser or uses private browsing, then that immediately disconnects that original click from being tracked as a conversion. And depending on who you ask, you'll basically hear anywhere from like 10 to 30% of conversions are lost because of various issues around that. So once you set up server side tracking or use a third party tool, again, based on server side tracking, it will tend to recover or report an additional 10 to 30% conversions. We see in real life, it's more like 10 typically. But that's kind of the difference. And so, tools like enhanced conversion tracking, they will help recover a little bit of that data. So, if you were going to get 10%, maybe you're getting 5, because basically Google's able to track logged in users against the form submission information, right? So that'll kind of help connect the dots. But this next thing that they've released called Google Tag Gateway, what it does is it moves the running of the tag JavaScript from Google to your own website through a content delivery network. I'll explain that in a second. But what that does effectively is things like ad blockers and private browsing. Normally, what they do is they detect that Google is about to run a script and they say, we're not going to allow Google to do it. But because the script's actually running site side, then that script's able to run and do the normal tracking job that it's supposed to do. So, how much improvement we're going to get is hard to say from this, but it's definitely going to, fix that particular issue, and you will recover more conversions. The most important thing is that the installation of this, particularly if you're using Cloudflare, is super quick and super easy, and the tool is completely free. So whereas with server-side tracking or tagging, you could spend many hours setting it up and testing it, maintaining it, which usually means you need a third party to do it for you. And then there's ongoing hosting fees, which are not hugely expensive, but it means expect to spend at least $50 a month on hosting. And if you have a huge volume of visitors to your site, that's going to go up pretty significantly. And if you're using like a third party tool, expect to be paying at least several $100s a month at the entry level point. Okay, so Google Tag Gateway. If you're using Google Tag Manager and you're using Cloudflare, Google has worked with Cloudflare to basically make a one-click installation. I'm in my own Google Tag Manager account. You go to the admin tab, so by default, you're going to be in Workspace. You go to admin, and you'll see this new tool here, Google Tag Gateway. You open it up, and here you'll be able to configure it. So I've already done this. We do use Cloudflare with the agency site. So basically, it was a few clicks. You're just going to go through. You're basically log in to Cloudflare, approve it, and turn it on, and you're done. That's it. And I'm going to post in the notes a link to a third-party article and website which just goes into a lot more detail, the steps how to install this, along with if you're going to do so with a different content delivery network. But I would say, just in terms of Cloudflare, it is a free tool. I mean, obviously, there's a premium version where you get more features, but even the free version has a ton of utility to help secure your website and ensure it delivers. Even if your host goes down, Cloudflare can temporarily host the site, and will serve things faster as well as speed up the site, because it's going to mirror it to local servers, so that people coming from around the world are not having to hit your local server. The local server in this case being typically within your city, depending on who you host with. So that's basically it for Google Tag Gateway. I think it's a great tool, because it's free and it's fairly easy to set up for most users. And it's definitely going to improve your tracking if you're not using server-side tagging. That is it for today. I hope you found this video informative, and I will see you next time.